Well, hello everybody, TechNolli here, back with another video, and I think you guys are going to like this one. Before we get started, I want to stress to you that I really would love to do your Windows PC repair. And I told you in the last video that the reason I want to do PC repair is because I want to offer other services other than just Hackintosh. So how does this work? You just send me your PC. You do need to pay the shipping. I repair it with no labor cost at all. And if we need a part, then we'll work out the cost of the part, whatever that cost is. And then you just pay shipping to get it back to you. So in a lot of ways, if you would take your computer to like Geek Squad or something, you're going to pay a fortune to have something done to your PC, and I guarantee you the shipping would be less than paying some of these companies. But anyways, if you have the desire and you need PC repair, please consider doing this, and it'll help the channel out tremendously. We still have the Get OS installed, and if you scroll down here and click Get Started, this only costs $59 instead of $99 if you allow me to use your motherboard in a video. So right here, if you check this, it will take off $40. If not, then it's $99. So there we go, guys. That's the latest and greatest. We've got the Gigabyte Designare Z390. I don't know how many people have asked me to do a video on this motherboard so we can get an updated EFI for it. Right? Probably the most popular motherboard out there for Hackintosh, and there's many thousands of people using this board. It's a fantastic board, works great. So while we're right here, we're going to go ahead and check specifications because I want you guys to be able to build EFIs yourself, but it will be on my downloads page right here after this video goes live. It will be here. It'll be a free EFI folder for the Designare, but you need to make sure you generate your own serial numbers for the EFI, because I will not include any serial numbers in that EFI. And if you don't generate them, then you won't be able to use a lot of the Apple services. So just making sure you guys know that. So a couple of kecks that we're going to need for this is the motherboard Ethernet controllers. And if you come here to the website, it just tells you there's two Intels. Well, yes, there are two, but they're different. So let's go over to Opencore, and we'll grab gathering files, and we'll go here to Ethernet, and the two Ethernet controllers that are on that board is the 219 and the 211. So we need this Kext while we're here to get the release version, and we're going to need this one, small tree. Okay, and we'll get that one, the latest version. All right, so let's get started. We're going to be using OC auxiliary tools again because it is unbelievably fantastic, and I give all support to the guys over here, OC auxiliary tools, and right here it is. These guys for coming up with this program is just fantastic. The contributors, I hope that they come up with a place where you can tip them or give them some money, but fantastic program, and we're going to use it. All right, so let's get over here. Let's close this out. I'm going to get rid of this EFI that I made earlier. And we'll open up OC. And what we want to do is go right up here to Edit, Database. And we'll go down here until we see 8th and 9th Gen Coffee Lake. And then right here, look at this P list already ready for us. Z390 will generate EFI. And it is now right here on the desktop. We'll open it up and we'll look in here for ACPI. There is no ACPI, or there is no SSDT for Thunderbolt, and I'll show you where to get that. Let's go over here and let's type in hack in DROM and Thunderbolt controllers. Look at that. Hit the down arrow, come down here to the Designare, click on that, and click download. And there is our SSDT for Thunderbolt. So we'll go ahead and close this out. We'll come up here, we'll drag this into here. So there, we got that handled. Everything else is done for us. Now we'll go over here to our Kext, and you'll notice that we are missing the Ethernet. So we'll grab these, double click. All we want is the Kext. We don't want any of this other stuff. We'll drag it into here. And we're going to need the other one, small tree. And here it is. Drag it into here. And then we're going to also need, on the Opencore, gathering files, we're going to need for the Wi-Fi. Okay, we'll come right here, and we'll click on this. This is the text we're going to need, and it requires Heliport. So while you're here, guys, go ahead and download the Heliport program. I've got it downloaded, and it's right here. We're going to need that. We'll click here and come down here to Stable, Latest, and we want this one right here, and this works excellent for Ventura. All right, let's close this out. Let's grab that. Boom. Okay, so that is done. Now let's go back. Now, OC Auxiliary Tools found out that we added an SSDT, and if you notice here on the Kext, it did pick up that we added these 3 to it. Okay. Now, sometimes when you're doing an EFI, it will tell you, after it generates one, it will tell you that it does not have these Kext in the Kext folder. So we go over here, and those are to monitor your processor heat and all of that stuff. If you go over here to our Kext, when I built this one, it did include it. So it could have been an update with the program. But if you do not have a Kext in here that it says it is going to use, then you'll get a no boot situation. You'll get a kernel panic, we call it. So when the computer's booting up, it just stops, or it can't find something. So if that were the case, then you would just uncheck these two, and then it would be fine. But these are there, so we're good. We'll leave them in there. Okay, now what do we have left to do? We have to go down here to NVRAM and click on this number 3, and we have to put our boot arguments in here. So let's go back over to Opencore, and we'll go to the Coffee Lake motherboard, which is right here. And we'll just go down to NVRAM, and we'll grab our boot arguments. So right here, we have the boot args. I'm going to put this over here. And these are the ones that we need. I'm also going to add this one to it for 5,000 and 6,000 graphics cards. So if you do use this EFI on my downloads page, you'll be okay to use a 5,000 or 6,000 graphics card with this EFI. So we'll just go ahead and put them in. Now the -V, this enables verbose mode. What verbose mode is just the text, all of the system language text when you're booting up. And if you have an error, it will tell you, it'll tell you where it has stopped, basically, so you can kind of debug your situation. But we're going to go ahead and put this in here. Now, if you don't want to see that text after you've got your OS installed, then you would just get rid of the -V. So you would just come in and get rid of that. But we're going to go ahead and put it in for now. -V, always have a space between each one. Debug equals 0x100 space keep sims equals 1 ALCID equals 1, and I'm just going to copy this to be quicker. And we'll put it right here at the end. Make sure there's a space and paste it in. And then hit enter when you're done. So there we go. We got that finished. Now, go ahead and save it while I'm thinking about it. Now, we want to go over to right here. Now, this is super important. If you grab my EFI on my downloads page, you have to open it up in OC and generate serial numbers, because the one on my website will be blank, and if it does not have serial numbers, then your iServices won't work. So all you do is click generate, and it'll fill in these blanks here, and you'll be good to go. Now you can do that after you install the OS and everything, and you got it on your motherboard. You can come back into OC and come down here to platform info and generate your serial numbers, okay? And then reboot, and you'll be good to go. All right, I'm not going to put it in because I'm going to use this EFI on the downloads page. Now, a couple more settings on this EFI that we have to do, or it won't boot, is we need to come over here to miscellaneous and make sure we're on security and change secure boot model to disabled. Okay, go ahead and save that. And then I like to see the verbose mode come up instead of, and the text come up instead of the graphical interface. So for now, I'm going to come over here and under drivers, turn off Open Canopy, which is the graphical boot up menu, because I want to see everything in text, and we'll save there. All right, so we go back and everything should be good here, guys. Again, on Monterey, on Ventura, you can only use a graphics card that is on Opencore's website. The Intel 630, the built-on motherboard or CPU graphics do not work. They're not supported. So you would have to use a graphics card. Type in Opencore supported graphics. Okay. And you can come right here to the buyer's guide, and this is a much better way to find it. And if you'll notice, this will tell you what it supported also, Ventura, on these. Now the 6600s are supported. The 6500 is not supported. The 68s, and then of course it goes into all the 5000s and so on and so on. The Vegas, the 4s, the 500s, All of these cards are supported. In fact, I'm using a little cheap card right here. This is a Radeon FX 460 2GB card. This card you can get on eBay for like $40. So if you just need something to light up your monitor, say you're doing music, you know, you don't care about video editing and all that, you just need to see it. That's a great choice, and it's very cheap right now. Okay, so we're good. We've already saved it. The lights are out. Usually this is blue if it has not been saved. So here we go. There it is. Now what we want to do is put our stick in that we've already made. And I have a link to the video right up here. If you click, a little link will come up and you can see how to make your USB stick. But let's go ahead. I've already done mine. Let's go ahead and mount this stick right here. Mount it. Password. Okay, so here is the EFI hidden partition, and we're just going to drag the folder into there. Okay, we'll let that copy over, and then we will go ahead and go into the BIOS so I can show you the BIOS setting on this board. Now, if you've already had an up and running, you know, system, Hackintosh system with this motherboard before, you can leave your BIOS settings the way they are. It's the same stuff. So let's go out of here. Let's restart. Start tapping the delete key to get into the BIOS. We'll show you that real quick and then start booting. Okay, start tapping that delete key. All right, let's go over to favorites real quick. We'll go down here, make sure our extreme memory profile is set to profile 1. That way we take advantage of our higher speed DDR memory. And then we want CSM support disabled and VTD disabled. Tweaker, nothing we need to do here. Settings, I/O ports. Going to make sure that our Wi-Fi is enabled. Now this is the Wi-Fi that used to not work on these Gigabyte Designairs, and now it's working with the new CACs, so we're good to go there. Audio controllers on. Above 4G decoding needs to be enabled. And then Thunderbolt, we want to enable. And then everything as you see it here, security level needs to be no security or it won't work. USB, all 3 of these enabled. And then we'll just come over here to boot and make sure that I am booting from my USB stick. Fast boot is disabled. Windows features, and of course, CSM support is disabled. We save and exit, and then we'll come up to our picker window and start installing. Now, if you've got an OS already on your NVMe drive, then it's going to come up like this. You're going to see the other OS and everything. So we just want to choose Install macOS Ventura because we're going to erase this thing, okay? So we'll just hit it. Now we're booting from our USB stick. I'm not going to show you all of the screens, the reboot process and everything, because this thing restarts about 5 times. So we'll get into here and we'll do the disk utility and we'll just let it install, and I'll come back at the end when it's finished. So we'll go disk utility. Make sure you click on this download and show all devices. And I'm going to erase this drive right here. So I'll just erase it. Call it whatever you like. I'm going to call it macOS. We definitely want format to be APFS and GUID partition map, and click erase. Okay, we're done. And we just close out of here, install macOS Ventura, and away it goes. Continue. Agree and agree. Pick that drive we just formatted. Okay, so this takes, I don't know, about 20, maybe 30 minutes to install completely. When it is at the end here, when we finish up, I'll come back. Okay, guys, I think we're on our last reboot. Let's see what happens here. And there we go. All right. So let's just finish up these screens and we'll be done with this install, and we'll show you what we need to do after we get completely finished. All right, not now. Just click My Computer Does Not Have Internet unless you already have a LAN cable plugged into the motherboard. This will just speed things up. Continue, continue. All right, continue. We're not going to do any migration right now. We'll agree and agree. And just give her a login and a password. Yeah, I'll take location services, and then I'll turn off analytics. Set up later. I don't want Siri. If you do, just leave that enabled. And then you can choose your light, dark mode, or auto here. And then the keyboard assistant. Do what it says, and we are done. Now, we do have to get our EFI folder that is on this boot stick into the hard drive, or the NVMe, on our new hack. So let's go ahead and grab another USB stick with OC auxiliary tools on it. Plug it in. We'll grab it here. And there's my auxiliary tools. And while we're at it, let's bring over Heliport. Remember that program we downloaded in the beginning? So we'll grab that. So let's open this up. We have to left click the first time we open it. And then we're going to mount both the NVMe drive, and we're going to mount the thumb drive, which is right here, my SanDisk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. So there is our brand new EFI. I'll just copy that. And I'll go over here to the NVMe EFI partition and just paste it in. Okay. So now at this point, this is when you want to change your serial number, right? So we could come over here, go ahead and go to our auxiliary tools, open, and then we'll come over here to the hard drive, EFI, because that's our computer now. And we'll come over here to platform info and generate our numbers, okay? And then save. All right, now notice it says Opencore 7.8. Let's go ahead and make sure we're on the latest version. So we'll just click here on Update Opencore and Kext. But I have to have internet, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on Heliport. And I'll just agree. All right, then I'll just drag this into the apps folder. And then we want to, of course, left or right click first to open. And it always comes up with this error, so just cancel and do it again. Open and open. And you can check for a newer version if you like. I know mine is the latest version. And right here, in this very faint area, you'll see your Wi-Fi. We'll go ahead and connect. All right. And now we can go ahead and select all and check text updates, okay? And everything is up to date, so we're good there. And we'll just go ahead and make sure this is set to latest version, get Opencore, and it says it's been updated, and just hit sync. And now we are done. We'll go ahead and save again. And now when we reboot, we are ready to go. It's choosing the Mac OS. Now if you want to get rid of all this text, remember to get rid of the -V in the boot arguments. And if you want the graphical screen, turn on Open Canopy in OC Auxiliary Tools. All right, there we go, guys. Got the Designare back up and running on the latest version of Opencore with Ventura. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Make sure that if you want Heliport or your Wi-Fi to come on each time you boot, then what you want to do is go over here to System Settings, go to General, Login Items, hit the plus, and go to Applications, and just click on the Heliport, open, and now each time the computer boots up, it'll automatically turn on your Wi-Fi. Okay, guys, thanks so much again for watching the video. Make sure that you are subscribed, please. And if you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. All right, now we're going to be doing the USB port mapping video next, so you guys can do port mapping on these newer OS and get all your USB ports working. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video.